How's it going, everybody? Texas Me in here. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up if you guys really enjoy it. Subscribe, of course, if you guys have not already. Also, please do me the biggest favor of all. Hit that bell notification button so you guys don't miss out on future videos or streams here on my channel. Make sure to also head over to Twitch. Follow me there at Douglas447. I stream Call of Duty, Battlefield, some Star Wars gaming, Warface Breakout, and a bunch of other awesome things. So make sure you guys head over to Twitch and follow me there at Douglas447 so you guys don't miss out on all that awesome content. And yeah, this video is probably going to be really short because I really don't have that much to say about this movie, The New Mutants. So let's just jump right in and talk about positives and negatives and give you guys my final score. I did not expect this movie to be such a disaster, and I'll be completely honest with you guys. I don't understand why this movie has been pushed back, delayed, had to have reshoots, and then delayed, and I feel like this movie has been in Hollywood hell forever. I'm just happy the movie came out, yet at the same time, I'm not happy with the movie, if that makes any sense to you guys. So basically, this is, a lot of people were comparing this to being like, oh, it's the horror version of X-Men. Yeah, it kind of is. If you watch the trailer, like, oh, it's the horror version of the X-Men franchise. Yep, it is. But it doesn't commit to it. It doesn't commit to being a horror X-Men movie. It tries so many different elements of the superhero genre. This is basically a horror X-Men movie film, but it's got elements of X-Men, the Glass trilogy, Fantastic Four, and any other generic horror movie that you can come up with, all mashed together. There's just so many elements in this movie that I'm like, this movie doesn't know what it wanted to commit to. My favorite character in the movie was definitely the Blondie that has the magical sword and a fire-breathing pterodactyl, and she can teleport and go in and out of this limbo dimension. So I enjoyed that. The horror element, that horror part of this movie, definitely was amazing and is what I enjoyed the most in this movie. And I wanted a lot more of the horror aspect that was in this movie over all the X-Men stuff. If the movie just, like, okay, these young kids are growing up to become adults, and they're, they got all these superpowers, so they have the potential to become X-Men because they're mutants. But if they just kept to the whole, they're seeing all these mysterious things, they're being haunted because they're in this, asylum and whatnot, and discovering the horror mystery. If they did that, yes, it would have been generic, but how they went about the horror aspect, especially this one pool scene where this, burned girlfriend of one of the mutants shows up out of the pool. I'm like, that whole scene is just awesome horror at its best. And I'm like, the horror in this movie is awesome, and I just wanted so much more of it. And I was disappointed, especially in the last 15-20 minutes of the movie. This movie's really short too, but in the last 15 to 20 minutes of the movie, it really just ignores the whole horror element, and it becomes a X-Men battle to fight this demon bear. And I'm like, what happened to all the horror that's going on? Where did all the horror aspect go? At the last 15-20 minutes of the movie, it becomes like an X-Men finale or an Avengers finale. All these groups of humans with superpowers gotta take out this one bad guy. And I'm just like, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, this is where the money went to. The last 15-20 minutes spent on CGI and special effects. I'm like, you can clearly tell when CGI and special effects versus practical animatronics or just real life costumes and building is being used. You can clearly tell, and it just sticks out like a sore thumb. I know I keep talking about negatives, but I can't help it. I didn't like this movie, guys. This movie does have a good message about fighting your inner demons, and if you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This film also introduces gay couples into the X-Men franchise. Yeah, they introduce a gay couple love a young gay love subplot, and it does nothing for the main plot. It's just cringy, and people in the theater hated it, and they've said so. They said, "Oh my gosh, are you kidding me?" I had a group of people 2 rows behind me. And they're like, "No!" And I heard somebody else said, "Why?" Like, it doesn't do anything for the plot, people. You may be gay and you may support it, but it doesn't add anything to these movies. It's just there to please you. Sorry, but true. It doesn't do anything for the plot. The villain in this movie, extremely generic. I was happy that they at least made it where the villain doctor had powers, but she rarely uses them. She's basically there just to give a bunch of expository dialogue. Honestly, guys, this movie is extremely forgettable. Rent it and watch it once, I guess, if you're really a big hardcore X-Men fan, but you're not going to want to really buy this movie on Blu-ray and rewatch it. There's not a lot of surprises in this movie. This movie is just extremely mediocre. And the fact that this is the last movie in the X-Men franchise that Fox produced before Disney and Marvel bought the rights back of the X-Men, so the X-Men can be in the MCU now. The fact that this is the last movie in the X-Men series with X-Men, X-Men 2 X-Men 2 United, X-Men 3 The Last Stand, all the Wolverines, Dark Phoenix, and all that. The fact that this is the last movie in that whole thing that we've gotten in the past 20 years, this is a horrible way to end it. This movie, honestly, guys, is worse than the Dark Phoenix. I would rather watch The Last Stand or Dark Phoenix over this any day of the week. This movie just, I don't like it, guys. I can't recommend you going and seeing this at the theater either. I would write to rent this for like $1 or something, or wait until it comes into the bargain bin at Walmart. This movie's not good. With that, guys, I'm giving the New Mutants a 2 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys all have a great one. Bye. Seriously, go see Tenet or something else. Don't go watch this.